The wedding music began. The doors opened. And my father didn't smile. He didn't cry. He just stared, frozen, like someone who had seen a ghost. Because the bride walking down the aisle wasn't the one he thought he paid for. My phone buzzed in my hand. My sister was calling. And my father leaned in. His voice barely a whisper. This wasn't supposed to happen. Some families protect their children. Mine ranked them. From my earliest memory, I knew the rules. My sister spoke. She was believed. I spoke. I was questioned. If she cried, punishment followed. If I cried, I was told to stop being sensitive. Even sickness wasn't equal. If she felt unwell, my mother stayed home with her. If I was sick, I was told to drink water and rest. When relatives visited, my sister was praised. I was compared. And every time I noticed the imbalance, my parents said the same thing. You're imagining things. But children don't imagine patterns. They survive them. By the time I was 10, I had learned an important lesson. Talking only made things worse. Once, my sister broke something valuable. She blamed me. I tried to explain. My father didn't let me finish my sentence. I was punished, publicly, in front of guests. Later that night, my sister smiled at me in the dark hallway. That was the moment I understood something terrifying. She didn't just enjoy being favored. She enjoyed watching me lose. From that day on, I stopped defending myself. And my parents mistook my silence for guilt. When we became teenagers, my sister lost her friends. I never knew why. But suddenly, my social life became unacceptable. If a friend called, my parents questioned them. If someone invited me out, the answer was no. My sister accused my friends of things they never did. My parents believed her without hesitation. One night I asked why. My mother said, "Why do you need outsiders when you have family?" That sentence broke something in me. Because family was the loneliest place I knew. At a family gathering, my cousins invited me out. I answered honestly, without planning to. I'm not allowed to have friends because my sister doesn't. The silence was immediate. Adults exchanged looks. My parents were furious later. I was punished. But the damage was done. People had noticed. And for the first time, my parents couldn't fully control the story. When I had my first boyfriend, I felt chosen for the first time. My parents insisted on meeting him. He later pulled me aside, uncomfortable. "She keeps touching my arm," he said. "She keeps saying things about you." That night, my sister cried. She told my parents he made her uncomfortable. They believed her instantly. I was forbidden from seeing him. The same thing happened again. And again. Eventually, I stopped trying. At school, rumors spread. I was labeled reckless. But the truth was simpler. It hurt less to be alone than to be destroyed. When my sister graduated, my parents celebrated. When I graduated, my mother sat me down and said, "We can't afford college for you." She suggested I work and contribute at home. Loans? They would decide later. I didn't argue. Because I had already decided. College was my exit strategy. I studied until exhaustion. I earned a full scholarship. I announced it publicly, thanking my parents. They couldn't stop me without explaining why. College didn't just give me freedom. It gave me identity. That's when I met my husband. I apologized too much. I expected blame. He noticed. When I told him my family history, he didn't interrupt. He didn't doubt me. He said one thing. "None of this was your fault." That sentence changed my life. When we got engaged, my parents demanded to meet him. They didn't congratulate us. They evaluated him. Then they made their offer. They would pay for the wedding. On one condition. My sister would walk down the aisle first. In a wedding dress. At my venue. With photos. A cake. So she could experience it. I froze. My husband smiled calmly and said, "Let us think about it." We agreed. And let them spend freely. Luxury flowers. Premium catering. An expensive photographer. Every demand my sister made was approved. They thought they were in control. They never noticed the contract details. They never noticed the private security. They never noticed that the wedding license was already signed. The plan was for my sister to arrive late. Instead, security stopped her at the entrance. "There's already a bride checked in," they said. She screamed, collapsed, demanded my parents. My father ran outside, abandoning his seat. The music began. The doors opened. I walked down the aisle. For the first time in my life, no one stopped me. Outside, accusations flew. My parents blamed my husband. He denied everything. There was no proof. Guests started whispering. People began asking questions my parents couldn't answer. Security escorted them out. Inside, I said my vows, with steady hands. After the wedding, relatives called, not to congratulate them, but to ask questions. My parents' story fell apart. They lost credibility. They lost control. My sister stopped speaking to me. And for the first time, that felt like peace. Freedom isn't loud. It's quiet. It's waking up without fear. It's speaking without rehearsing. It's knowing you won't be punished for existing. I didn't ruin anyone's life. I stopped letting them ruin mine. I didn't get the family I deserved, but I built one. And that was enough. If this story stayed with you, like, subscribe, and comment. Backhand index pointing right. Would you have walked down that aisle? More long, slow burn revenge stories coming next.